trained professionals.
No, we're on the same page all the time.
Chili bees.
Elric,
He had no
what's
arm.
the best?
No leg.
Honey.
All of it. Yep.
All of it.
Honey.
Stroke the stub a little bit. When was the last time she was here?
Will you marry me?
So, last we left off, Lavos.
I died.
Before that,
You would.
you mysteriously woke up in a cave. Naked and afraid.
Legit,
Without any memories as to who you were. You eventually found a notebook with the name Lavos Dinvel written inside, which you have, until further notice, adopted as your name.
Yep.
You ventured valiantly through this cave, albeit you were dramatically outmatched by Mother Nature herself.
A bit,
you
yeah.
Eventually came into a confrontation with a stag, where you weren't sure if you needed to kill it or not, or if you could maybe just take the berries and it wouldn't notice, or wouldn't try to kill you, but unfortunately, it did knock you unconscious and began consuming the berries, and as it ate over your unconscious body, you eventually perished.
Oh, man. He's only got up to go from here.
Whether it was heaven or hell or maybe someplace in between, you kind of opened your eyes a bit blurred and confused as you saw two figures talking about you while you were right there. One being a large, powerful, masculine troll-like figure.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. I didn't really do a good job because we were frazzled because you died.
I
died. And then another being a feminine, humanoid-ish figure dressed in furs. The feminine figure who you somehow innately knew was called Arendelle. Said that you now have friends in powerful places and you kind of have less to fear. She said that right before you passed out yet again. So that brings us to the current moment. We're setting the scene here.
Why is crispy bacon yen?
I have yet to fix that.
Nobody knows.
I have literally yet to fix that. He's just gonna always be Jensen. There's two.
Yeah.
Let's change the music just for this moment.
Wait, I've got it.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Continue.
Oh, okay.
You're totally fine.
Lavos. You stir from a heavy sleep. The world coming back into focus piece by piece. The first thing that registers is warmth. A gentle, comforting warmth that seeps into your tired bones, chasing away the lingering chill of the frozen waste. Your eyelids flutter open, excuse me, revealing a wooden room adorned with pelts and animal hides. Etched carvings of wolves, bears, and eagles decorate the walls. Muffled voices, low and urgent, drift in from beyond the closed doors. A woman's voice, melodic and laced with concern, weaves its way through a stream of unfamiliar syllables. The man's voice rumbles in response, deep and gruff with disapproval. As your vision clears, the sounds sharpen. The words become distinct, but the language remains foreign, a mixture of guttural sounds and sing-song rhythms that dance just beyond your grasp. Your gaze sweeps across the room, taking in the details. Animal skulls and polished bones hang from the rafters, serving as both decoration and trophy. A flickering fire crackles in the hearth, casting dancing shadows across the ceiling. And then, in the opposite corner, nestled amidst soft furs, your eyes meet another set of eyes. A wolf. A magnificent creature. It's
Round 2, let's fucking go.
a magnificent creature. Its fur the color of moonlight, its gaze unwavering as it locks onto yours. For a moment, the room fades away. The only reality is the fierce intelligence reflected in its ice blue eyes. A primal connection sparks a silent conversation that transcends language. Then, with a sharp yip, the wolf breaks the contact, its head snapping towards the door.
Oh.
And roll initiative, no.
Just yip.
That just yipped himself to death.
This is not the same nature I saw
not
before.
the best choice of word. Josh, do you want to read this part?
Sure. Yes. Hold on, I didn't have. Yep, there it is. The conversation outside ceases abruptly. The woman, her face etched with worry, strides into the room. Long, straight black hair frames her features, soft but hardened by the set of her jaw. Her eyes, the same piercing shade of blue as the wolf's, lock onto yours. No words pass between you, but her gaze holds an intensity that speaks volumes. She cups your face in her hands, her touch surprisingly gentle, despite...
What happens, John?
Yeah, well, it's surprisingly gentle, despite the firm grip. Her eyes delve into yours, searching, scrutinizing, seemingly trying to pierce the veil of your memory. A low murmur rumbles from deep within her throat, a sound strangely comforting despite its unfamiliarity.
Ew.
Then, as abruptly as she appeared, she releases you. The older man from beyond the door rushes in, his weathered face creased with a mixture of anger and fear. He throws a volley of words at the woman, his voice strained with emotion, and she responds in kind, her voice rising in passionate defense. But you understand none of it. All you can see is the growing tension between them, a silent battle of wills playing out before your eyes. Finally, the man throws his arms up in exasperation, storming out of the room. The woman sighs, a heavy sound laden with frustration and resignation. She throws a final worried look your way before turning to follow the man, leaving you alone with the watchful presence of the wolf.
Oh, he's still in here.
Oh, he's still in here.
Fucking A. What a life this has been so far. 3 days of madness.
Yeah.
Oh, is that...
Yep. You are now alone in here with a wolf staring at you.
I knew when I wrote that it was just gonna be like, what? And so like seeing your reaction cracked me up. So just to quickly clarify, you were yet again alone in this room after witnessing an argument between a man and a woman. Is there anything you're doing in the rooms?
First things first, a meta question. I don't have the journal accessible to me in my items, it seems, unless I'm just very, very stupid.
I might not have actually given it.
Okay. The first thing that he would do then is slowly shift around on the bed while looking at the wolf to see if there's a reaction to his movement at all. If it's hostile, if it's aggressive, if it's defensive.
It's none of the above. It's mostly just keeping an eye. So as you shift, his eyes don't really move too much, but if you were to say get up, he would just track you. He's just tracking you.
Okay.
He shows no sign. He's very relaxed. He shows no sign of like jumping or anything. He's literally just watching you. As
Okay.
if you pose no
Then-
threat. Honestly, that's really.
Yeah. Then I guess I'd sit up in the bed. I don't know if I'm covered up or what, but I'd throw the covers to the side. And I would check to see if the journal is still on me. Am I still in my same clothes that I was in before I died? Okay.
Same clothes.
Okay.
And your journal's still there. It seems like no one took anything from you. Everything, as little as it was, you had, you
Yeah.
still have.
My only possession. That's all I want to make sure
Except
of.
for that spear, when you died, you had a spear
Oh,
that's
yeah.
not with you.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
fabricated. Anyway.
That's fair. I would I'd sit up then in the bed, kind of looking at the wolf. Can you understand me, or you're just watching, or
You're a fool.
I assume it's just looking at me.
Yeah, it makes no. So the way it looks at you gives you the sense that it's. I don't want to say not just a wolf. That's not really what I mean. But it's not just like a dumb animal. Like it clearly knows that it's watching you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But as you speak, it makes no like recognition of words. You know, it just it can recognize that you're speaking. You know.
Yeah.
It just stares at you.
Okay. I breathe a sigh of relief that it's first of all warmth. It's not immediate danger in this very moment. I'd kind of scoot over to the edge of the bed a little bit, just kind of get a lay of the land of the room. Like, what is there a nightstand next to me? Is there anything on the nightstand? Yada yada. What's in my vicinity?
Okay. Can you just run me a quick investigation check? I want to see kind of how detailed you get with this search.
Sure.
Okay. So first thing you'll notice is this warm lighting to the room. There's strategically placed lamps and hanging lanterns that cast this soft kind of flickering glow throughout the room, which is very different from waking up in the cave in such a frigid, like, everything you looked at was basically grayscale. You know, it's very different, very comfortable. The second thing you notice is that there is art everywhere. The walls are adorned with finished paintings in various styles, hung hastily with a nail. There are shelves and other surfaces that display sketches and different works of art in progress. A couple personal touches you notice throughout the room is this weathered leather satchel adorned with intricate bone beads, resting on this low stool rolled up pieces of parchment peeking out the small opening. I stumbled over that. Anyway, magnificently carved walrus tusk, intricately etched with symbols and runes hanging above the doorway. There's a thick layer of cured bear furs and caribou hides, providing comfort on the bed, which kind of took off when you got up. And a single woven wool blanket adorned with geometric patterns in vibrant colors is folded at the foot of the bed. The last thing you notice, if you were to say, like, get up and walk around, is that there is a space dedicated to making some sort of concoction with a mortar and pestle. On the desk itself, you'll notice various ingredients or components, if you will, such as crushed gemstones, clay powder, berries, these very strange mushrooms, and herbs.
Can I approach that and kind of like, I don't know what I know and what I don't know.
Got it. Fair.
So I'm just going to kind of approach it and see if I recognize any of the individual components and if I know what they might make when put together. If I know what they are and if I know what they are when put together.
roll me a nature check.
Okay. Oh. Oh.
Hey, dirty 20.
Damn.
Okay. With that dirty 20, I'll say you get a little flicker of something in your mind as you look at the
Okay.
you're recognizing things like basil and parsley. They're coming back in.
She locks eyes with you again.
Think about a pack of wolves this time.
Just kind of herbs that you would find here. You know, that's kind of what you recognize.
Oregano.
You definitely, without a doubt, do not recognize these mushrooms.
Okay.
You'll also notice some, like, blueberries and blackberries. You would find those familiar. And...
I would eat them.
Okay. And just
I'm
like...
fucking hungry.
Okay, so you eat some. They're not great. They've definitely been out there and unrefrigerated for a minute.
The last thing on my mind was berries before I died.
Yeah,
so.
that's true. Super bitter.
Flashbacks.
Super bitter. I would say that it's not bad enough that you're like gonna throw up.
Sure.
But definitely was like not smooth going down. You would notice the wolf in the corner of the room kind of like as it watches you eat these berries.
I'd be like putting the next to my mouth and kind of like shrugging.
And as you guys kind of have this moment of like weird communication, you'll notice that his head again turns towards the door. And this time, the woman, the man, and the man return with another individual.
Oh my god.
A stag.
Is this the man that tried to eat your berries?
No,
I can give you, if you're interested, some descriptions in more detail of the people.
Just the new guy that entered. I have the pictures of the other two.
Yeah, I do want to
Let's get
emphasize that
pictures.
the woman does appear to be about like 16 through 18. I'm calling her a woman.
Oh!
But she is
Okay.
very young.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
That's just one thing I do want to clarify. The man could probably be approaching his 40s, if not already in them.
Okay.
And then this third individual is another man who looks vastly different in just genetics and clothing from the other two. This man, let's see, is a stark contrast to the rugged inhabitants of this tundra. He's an older man with a pale complexion, etched with a lifetime of exploration. He has a full head of silver hair mirroring his peppered beard, meticulously trimmed with a handlebar mustache to boot, framing his kind eyes. Despite his apparent confusion, there's a gentle smile playing on his lips. He wears scholarly robes, peeking out from beneath a thick fur cloak, hinting at his dedication to knowledge. An ancient tome, its leather cover worn smooth with age, rests securely strapped to his belt. But more intriguing detail lays hidden underneath his cloak. A strange object, crafted from a material that pulses with an otherworldly blue light, peeks out from underneath his cloak, hinting at a magical nature. This man... Gotta go. It's all gone.
I can do that while you're looking for the pit. Never
I got
mind.
it.
You were just already there.
This man, I love his song that I made him.
It's
Looks
so
like
good.
this.
Aww. Hello, old man.
How do I want to do this? I'm not gonna say your name. Individual
Yeah.
who has walked into the room.
Yes.
Even though it's been written a couple times.
hmm
I would like you to roll me a nature check.
Perfect.
That this berry eating man.
Yes.
Have I
Berry
consumed
eating
poison?
Man. Oh, by the way, their mutual expressions as they walk in and see you
I know.
eating these berries. The older gentleman is just like, really just kind of like, is he really? Like, the girl is like, oh no. Oh.
He'd be like still kind of fingers in mouth and then like sorry.
What did you roll me?
28.
Fuck.
Jesus
A.
Christ, okay. Well, that surely passes the DC.
Yeah.
He who shall yet be named. You would notice that the individual in front of you is an Asimar, and from your plethora of knowledge that you know, you can assume that they may speak Celestial.
I thought you were talking to me at first, and I was
No.
like, "Let's go, dude!"
No, the man, I will say this,
I
the
know
man
something.
in front of you is a human.
Okay,
With the silver
gotcha.
hair. Actually, they're all human.
Gotcha.
I don't know why I'm specifying. It's a very human-dominant region.
I like it.
Okay.
I fit right in.
So with that in mind, I would look at you and
Sorry.
do you speak Celestial?
I'll be honest, I don't know.
Well, that is what you're speaking right now, so apparently so.
Oh, that's good to know.
Sorry for the abrupt entrance. I suppose proper introductions are in order. I'm Gallian Eldarian. A pleasure to meet you.
Lavos.
Lavos.
Lavos Dinvel.
Lavos Dinvel. You seem to have caused quite a wave around these parts with these people, wondering of your sudden appearance. If you don't mind my asking, where are you from, Lavos Dinvel?
That's a mystery to me as well. I've only been here for a few days, and I don't really know much of anything, if I'm being honest with you.
What's the last thing you remember?
The last thing or the first thing? Because they're pretty close in time.
And perhaps amnesia, some form. Highly
I
curious.
suppose. I don't know how I would have. I woke up in a cave and somehow made it out. I thought I died.
Well, Vesha here tells me that you've been in a coma for a week. And only just now recently awoken.
Gosh. A week?
Yes.
How did they find? I was in a cave, as I said. How'd they find me?
Kundumalar?
Vesha would respond to you saying, I'm only saying this in third person because Lavos won't understand. Saying that she was the one with her wolf who found him outside the Kumra cave, or an exit of the Kumra caves. Not knowing who he was, she simply just brought him back. And you would pick up the tension as this man's 17-year-old daughter has brought a random person home. He doesn't really like that.
I hold nothing but a slight smirk as soon as I pick that up. Well, I suppose if you don't know where you're from, or... Well, I suppose let's start at the beginning. What's the first thing you remember?
Waking up in a cave. It was dark. I could still see, though. Things were just gray. I had nothing. No clothes, no belongings, no food. And I heard a dripping, a drop of water far away. And so I I followed that because I figured I was thirsty. I followed that for a while. I don't know how long. I don't know if it was days or hours or. I eventually did make my way almost out of the cave. I think I found a berry bush, and I approached it. But there was another that approached it. It was a stag, a very large stag, imposing stag, and I panicked that I couldn't get food in time. I approached the berries at the same time that it did, and it stomped on me. And then I woke up here, I guess.
It's a very curious notion. Well, I hope you don't mind my asking, but is this everything? Do you have any possessions, anything at all that could remind you of where you're from, or precisely as you are?
Nothing that reminds me where I'm from, per se. I found these clothes in the cave, along with some other furs too, but then they were gone after I took the leathers, these, and so I don't know where those went. Honestly, I'm very confused. I'm very hungry.
It's quite all right. It feels very normal for anybody in such a position to have these reactions. I have not run across many amnesiacs, but I have made my way around this continent not every corner as of yet, but perhaps one day. Well, Lavos, since you don't know where you're from nor where you're going, these people, Vesha and her tribe, the Tyru, have graciously offered to teach you their ways if you're willing to learn them. Are you interested in this?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know what else I could be interested in. They saved me, and right now are keeping me alive, so...
Yes, they tell me you're still recovering, and any sort of venture during this time could be, well... Risk is the lightest way I would put it. But I suppose then, well, I can speak to them a little more. And
do you know of what their ways? What does that entail? What are their ways?
Their ways are quite simple, but they have mastered the simplicities of these ways. You will learn, well, if you wish, everything from their language to the ability to hunt, speak with them. And, well, to be entirely honest with you, I'm not from around these parts, so I don't know the entirety of what they would tell you. But from my brief time with them, yes.
Okay, that's good enough for me. How you said I'm speaking what, celestial? That's
you are, yes. It's very.
It sounds cool.
That is what I also thought when I originally intended to learn it. It's a very beautifully rhythmic language.
So you
not
didn't
many speak
just know it. You had to study it.
Quite, yes, for many years, and it is one of now. Well,
who is messaging me like fucking crazy?
Fam chat. And it is now one of nearly 10 languages that I know, and I intend on making that list 10 very soon here.
Oh, is that all of them?
Oh, no, far from it.
Wow. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, all of you. Thank you. I can't thank them, but can you thank them in their language for me?
Of course, Muiriku.
Oh, and I'm sorry about the berries too. I was hungry.
Kunalam.
Kunalam.
So funny.
Lavos.
That's how I just kind of go wide-eyed and like leave the room, looking for Yeah, and you know she's looking for food for him to eat 'cause she didn't realize he would be that hungry.
I see.
What if, like, when a child brings home, like, a chipmunk that they randomly found and realized they needed to feed it?
I'm Fritz this time around, y'all.
So she's rushing to kind of go get some food.
Seems you have a friend.
I'm glad for it. The only person I met, not a person, only thing I met before this was an enemy, so this is a pleasant change.
Well, I will not speak for the entirety of a tribe, especially one that has to deal with the harshness of this region. They have become hardy folk out of necessity, and some of them may be more rough around the edges than others because of this. I myself, as I've mentioned, am not from...
The man,
His
when he
arms
says
are
that.
still crossed.
Yeah.
Looking down at you.
I get this.
I am here on a personal matter, though. I will be in town for a few days yet. In the meantime, I can act as your conduit. I can translate between the two of you until you learn their language of Nako.
Are you the only one that knows my language?
Have I already met the...
Out of the people you've met, probably, it's a very exotic language. Pretty much if you're not an Asmar, you don't really speak it. Unless, of course, you're of the scholarly type and have studied it. Yeah, it's just not common at all.
Makes sense. I have not met anyone yet here that does not speaks anything other than Nako. Doesn't mean that they don't exist. However,
yeah,
by some stroke of luck, I have been here at a fortunate time.
I'll say. Thank you. You said you're a few days still, yeah?
Yes, actually, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm here for a little longer than that, aren't I?
Yes.
A few days, yeah.
Your current personal
I'm meeting this chat.
escapades
Yeah. What's with the dozen messages?
will require you to be here for probably a month, maybe 3.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Oh wow. Okay, that's a bit longer.
I'll be here for quite a while. I'll be nearby. In fact, in the beginning of while you're still getting acquainted, I have not yet started my personal endeavors. I was still settling in. So I would be happy to accompany you. It's not every day one such as myself, so interested in every source of knowledge possible, gets to meet an amnesiac who knows not where he comes from, and I'm assuming it's not every day you wake up without your memories in a foreign land.
So far, it's close to every day I've been alive. At least that I can remember. I remember 3 days, and one of those was waking up with no memories.
Yes, well,
I guess it's been a week more, but that was in a
yes.
coma. Thank you again. I have many questions, but
if you have any, you can feel free to ask. If I know the answer, I will do my best to share with you.
I hate to ask more of them since they saved my life.
Then perhaps
But
our first
I have
order-
to relieve myself.
Ah,
And
of course.
I don't feel like it's suitable with him looking at me like that.
Probably not. No, it is good insight. I will suggest to him that we go prepare some things for you, during which time you can take the time you need.
In this room?
No, that would probably not.
Oh,
be
okay.
good.
They have outhouses
actually-
here.
Okay. I can lead you outside.
It's okay.
There are places designated for such things.
Okay, yeah. After you.
Lavos, come with me.
As you guys walk out, you'll notice this home is very quaint, kind of cottage-like. As you step out of the room, you are quickly greeted with the sense of food cooking. And if you, so like to the right, you would see like they call it like a saloon or salon, where you just lounge. It's like a living room.
Yeah. Cigar room, got it.
Cigar room. And then to the left, you would see like a table and the kitchen where Vesha is now roasting some stuff in a hearth.
Let's go. Thank you, Vesha.
When you are brought outside to relieve yourself, you
Mega
are
cold.
met with a brick of cold, like slapping your body and reaching straight into like the marrow of your bones. You are kind of baffled at the fact that the house feels warm.
Yeah. No kidding.
And there's an outhouse not too far away, of course, where you can go relieve yourself. And you, as soon as you step in, get that same sense of warmth.
Oh, wow.
That's coming from like the structures themselves.
Wow. Okay. I do my business. And I also check. It's the only thing I own. I check the journal again. I just look at it for a level of comfort and reminder that I have something, I guess.
Yeah, and you redo that first entry again. You see no other entries at this time.
Okay. He's kind of pondering. He hesitated to say anything to him. Galleon was his name?
Galleon.
Or
Galleon.
Because it's the only thing he owns and he doesn't want to take it away right now. But he's debating, so finish his business and then he'll head out. Back to the house.
Are you doing anything besides eating this evening?
I don't think so. Other than I talk with, if Galleon's there, I do have questions. But I do that while eating.
I'll say he stays for dinner. But he's not like staying there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. So I said
roasted hare and hearty vegetables.
Oh, let's go. I thought you meant roasted hare. And
Yeah, me too.
It's like,
you went like that.
all right. Yummy. They know how to cook. Oh, nice.
A nice stew.
I fucking scarf it immediately. I imagine it's very, very hot.
17.
Ooh, it's yummy as fuck then.
It's really
Oh,
Hell yeah. It's good. It's a very good thing. What is it again? How do I say thank you?
Feel free to make it up. I'll write it down.
Kuminasai.
Kuminasai.
That's so, I'm sorry.
I know.
Cool naam.
Cool. A cool naam. Okay.
All right, Josh.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Y'all make a fucking language?
So I do have some words while I was making this village maps, but I am not a linguist. I can barely learn already made languages. So.
I feel that.
Yep. Yes. Kulnam is their word for gratitude or thanksgiving.
I'll try to remember that. There's not much that I have to push out of the way for it, so I'll remember that. I said I had questions. I don't expect you to stay here with me the entire time, but I want to soak up as much as your knowledge as I can while you are here.
Of course, unfortunately, you're correct. I will not be able to be here the entire time, though I believe you'll be in good hands. But when I am here, I'm very willing.
What you said their ways are that of survival. Do you know what's to be expected of me with integrating with them?
I suppose it depends on the depth of integration that you're seeking. If you're willing to become a member of their village or simply learn their ways in order to interface with them.
That's a good point. You said you've traveled many continents.
To all spaces of this continent.
How many spaces are there?
Well, sorry, my apologies. Not all spaces. A great many. The continent is... I suppose I'm unsure of your understanding of distance, given the nature of your amnesia, but over thousands of miles in length,
and
as the crow flies.
Is it all cold? like this.
Oh.
Frozen and
No.
desolate.
No, thankfully not. There are many lands where the hills roll green with grass and the sun sets beyond distant mountains and paints the land in a beautiful orange glow. There are lands filled with crystals of blue that scatter beyond the green trees. There are lands that water as far as the eye can see. Lavos Dinvel, if you are willing to make it out of here, you may yet see these lands, and I would venture that it would be wise to do so.
I'd like that. So then I guess my
I gave him some stats and he just went
Oh.
Just read
wide-eyed.
I guess then my desired level of integration is, well, not forever.
As is to be expected. However, even during your time here, I believe that, as I have mentioned, I believe you have made a friend so far, even if unknowingly, and I glance towards Vesha.
She's kind
She's
of
taken
like
a-
looking back and forth between the two of you. You can tell she's really curious what the heck you're talking about.
Yeah.
She has vested a keen curiosity in you.
When you say I made a friend, I kind of look over to her and the words play back in my mind of what was her name? Arendelle
Arendelle.
had said, which was when you have powerful friends, death doesn't have to be permanent. And he kind of mouths that a little bit.
But to answer your question, I know that there are very skilled hunters here. There are a great many craftsmen as well. Depending
I'm sure I
on...
could certainly use some of that knowledge. And definitely the hunting.
Yes, the greatest
more
threat that you
steps.
face here is the frost breath itself, from what I hear. And,
Frost breath.
my apologies, the frost breath tundra, the name of this region which you find yourself in.
It's an
Holds a great
appropriate
many-
name, I guess.
Quite. And holds a great many threats that live within it itself, but barring all of those, the region itself will kill you if you're not careful. So they have learned to live within it. They would be the best at teaching you the same. However, the best first step for such a thing would be to learn to communicate with them, and I would be willing to teach you what I know over these next few days.
I would greatly appreciate that, and I'll be as attentive whenever you're ready, whenever you can. You let me know. Yes, I'll be there.
I appreciate that. I've had many pupils and students in my life, and not all of them were always as eager, nor as attentive, nor as present.
I don't have much that's grabbing at my time.
That you don't. If you don't mind, I have a question for you as well.
I hope I have an answer.
As a man of knowledge, it brings me great curiosity to encounter one who only has recent knowledge and has that which is much forgotten. Are you afraid?
Right now, no. No, I feel very peaceful. I feel invigorated and curious.
With a combination
felt-
such as that. My apologies.
I felt afraid in the caves. I'm not sure. Maybe everyone would. It was when that's all you've known. I didn't know if there was an exit. I didn't know if there was anything else. But not right now. No fear.
Well, with that combination, Lavos Dinvel, a curiosity, unbridled enthusiasm, and a control on your fear, you can reach great heights. I see that within you. Well, the hour is getting late, but do you have any more questions for me?
I'm sure I will, but I can feel the late hour myself.
Well, I suppose it would be wise for everyone to get some much-needed rest. And even though you have been in a coma for 7 days, it's, from what I understand in my limited research in the field, a great difference between that and chosen rest. So, perhaps you should get your first night of deserved rest.
Would that be here? Am I allowed here?
Vilnato? I would reach over to Vesha.
Simultaneously, you would see, and
Oh.
and then the Vesha would just spew out words real fast. That even Galleon, you're having a hard time keeping up because she's talking so fast. And then Father would just point to the couch and get up and walk to a different room that you haven't been in yet.
I would just kind of hand a chest to, what was her name? The lady's name. Vesha, thank you. I put my hand in my chest and kind of like bow and try to remember what you said, which I'm gonna butcher it. He's gonna butcher it in the moment and say like Ashvatel.
What is it in Simlish? I used to know Simlish. But anyway, she would just kind of nod and kind of grab everybody's bowls and put them away. And as you and Galleon keep talking, she'll set up the couch to be more like a bed. You'll notice things here aren't very like, it's not like she has linens, you know, you get a fur pelt. Like, it's very rugged. So she'll like give you some pillows probably from Jillian. And set up the couch area.
Okay. Yeah, I figure he's feeling sleepy at this point. It's hitting pretty hard. So he'd go sit on the couch then when it's all set up and bid Galleon a good night.
Good night, Lavos. I'll be by in the morning.
Very well. Thank you again.
Of course. Rest easy. You're safe here.
I think I might.
And I walk outside.
As you get comfortable and lie down to sleep, Vesha would go back where you awoke, since it's her room. And you'll notice that the wolf finds itself sitting right outside her door, looking at you. But as you kind of start to doze off, it will put its head down and relax. Not yet falling asleep, but just definitely protecting her door and her.
Yeah.
Okay. You've survived your first day.
Let's go.
You actually don't know what village you're in, or did you say it?
No.
I didn't.
You survived your first day among the Tyrants.
I know I'm in the tundra. Frost breath.
In the tundra. And 8 days are gonna go by, and in this time that you will learn that you are in the village of Orivu. You'll notice that despite it being frigid outside, you see people walking and getting groceries and things like that. Just from observation, I will say that you note that Vesha has a job that she goes to, or at least a place that she goes to during the day, where you don't always see her. Sometimes you're alone. You've noticed that a father figure who, I think with limited communication, you could find out that his name is Bukju. He is a huntsman. That is what he does. He'll come home often with meat and pelts, and he'll go and he'll sell them and things like that. Sometimes they take you with them, like he'll take you with him if you're interested, I'll say that. But for the most part, he doesn't really pay much attention to you. Just kind of goes about living his life. If you follow, you follow. If you don't, you don't. He doesn't. While he doesn't want you sleeping in the same house as you presume his daughter, he's not like trying to kill you because of it or like at all trying to harm you. On this now 9th day in Orivu, you have a scheduled meeting with Galleon to begin the process of learning the Nako language.
Oh, let's go.
As you guys vibe. No more
I know, right?
vibing, you're done!
Oh, okay.
We'll put on Galleon's theme because he's teaching you.
Love this theme so much, though. Damn.
I'll say that this will take place in the house that you're staying in.
Okay.
Most it's easier.
Makes sense.
On the table.
In the house that Galleon is staying in? Or
No,
Lavos?
Lavos is staying in.
Okay.
On the kitchen table, you'll notice that Galleon has set out a series of cards. Half the cards depict like common scenarios, such as like a person walking through a door, or a person waving from atop a moving carriage, or even someone who's sick. You know, there's just kind of imagery. And the other half have like written readings and phrases and things for you to learn. So in this moment, Galleon's gonna shuffle the cards, and you're gonna play a bit of a matchmaking game.
All right, it's flashcard time.
Yeah.
So you may
Flash me, Galleon.
Okie dokie.
you may choose to kind of roll an insight check to kind of match what you feel like would go with the pictures, or use an intelligence, probably history check, to see if you can remember the phrases that Galleon is teaching to you. Josh, if you want to take it from here, I don't know if you have anything you want to do with this, but those will be the types of checks that you can make Lavos for encounter.
Okay.
So I would be shuffling the cards and just kind of in my thoughts during this time if you were going to say something there.
No. Have I seen them already? Or now you're shuffling them up and I'm going to be...
Exactly. Yeah,
Okay,
I would have like shown you a few of them.
Then he's silent using... I'm going to be using a history check. He's trying to commit it to his memory as best he can. So, I guess I'll roll that now, or once you show the cards, or does it matter?
Yeah, I would begin laying them out on the table.
Okay. Here we go. Oh, yeah! Let's go. All right, I'll take it.
Okay.
Damn.
Okay. Lavos is committed to learning
Fuck
this
yeah.
language. That's definitely successful.
Okay.
I'd be
so
very sad if it wasn't.
You fail. No.
So I would lay down a card where you would see one person with their hand up like this as somebody else is walking away, like out some village doors. All right. Here with this one. And then I would bring out an associating card. Well, a mixture of cards, actually.
Knock something over.
Yeah, exactly. I would, let's see. So based off of your intelligence checks, I'm going to assume that we've been going over little bits of these words over this time. But along with that, you would see a couple different cards. One that says Kanui Paka. One that says Kanui Tuk. And one that says Ilaan. All right.
Oh, if you want me to actually spell them for you, I will.
Yeah.
I think I got it.
I'd be very impressed.
You don't.
No.
Feast your eyes.
I'm writing well, you only know Celestial, so I have to.
Oh, that's fair.
It's Celestial.
I also fucked up on how I broke that up, but oh well.
Options.
Holy shit.
I do believe I actually took this from the Inuit language, and if anyone watches this YouTube video and is actually from like an Inuit tribe, I'm sorry if I've disgraced you. That's what I base the people of this region on.
Yeah. I apologize for every pronunciation going forward.
I'm so sorry. Okay, so
I
that
apologize
was
for
also-
nothing.
I knew it. And then Ilan.
Ilan.
All right,
Oh, okay. That I was closer with that one. I missed it by a
was,
letter.
like, easier.
Yeah.
I can't
All right,
remember
Lavos.
if Gemini made this up or if I apologize.
Oh. It would be very
Really,
interesting to see if Gemini can
is
help make
crazy.
a language. I know, seriously. All right. We have 3 words here. Based on what our conversations have been so far,
Yeah.
which of these 3 do you think best associates with this image? First
The
of all,
image
take a
was-
step back. What do you think this image represents?
You said it was somebody waving and somebody else walking out of a door.
Yep.
I would guess it's saying goodbye to someone.
Absolutely. Correct. Now, dig into your mind from our earlier discussions. Which of these 3? And you rolled a 21. So
Yeah.
it would make sense that you would know.
Is it Kanui Paka?
Not
Damn
quite.
You're close,
Good guess.
though.
Yeah.
I knew it was one of the 2 because it had to have been like hello and goodbye or similar.
Yeah.
So, Kanu Ritu is goodbye.
Anarituk. Okay, gotcha.
And you would, Lavos would know that because of the 21. So
Kanarituk. It has a nice sound to it. I kind of like it.
it does, yes. It was a very fun language to learn from, even though it took me some time. But you seem to be catching on quickly. In kind, and I'd lay down another card, and it's basically the same thing, but with somebody walking through the door like this with their hands up.
Oh. I'm Kanui Paka?
Yes, although the pronunciation is not quite right. Every syllable is very enunciated. Kanui Paka.
Kanui Paka.
Precisely.
Okay.
And then
Kanui
finally,
Rituk. Kanui
Wow.
Rituk. Kanui Paka. Okay.
very good.
I didn't feel good.
It won't right away, but you've just learned your first words of Nako. Should you ever greet someone or say goodbye to someone, now you know how.
Okay.
And finally, let's see, this one here. And I would put down another one of 2 people just kind of like this in conversation back and forth towards each other. I suppose it's not much of a guess as to which one associates with this, but do you remember its meaning?
You said that there
And-
was 2 people.
Yeah, kind of in this general
So,
conversation
in
of
this
like
moment,
inquisitive.
For this question, you can either roll me that insight or intelligence to kind of figure out what the exact meaning of this phrase is. So
You
you
would
kind
insight
of
it.
see these people. The image is like they're obviously in a conversation. Maybe they haven't seen each other in a minute or something. You get the feeling that it's kind of like, "How are you?" or "How are you doing? What's up?"
¿Cómo
that kind
estás?
of-
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Italians.
Exactly.
I like it. Okay. Ilaan. Ilaan? There's a space. Ilaan.
Exactly. Like I mentioned, every syllable is very pronounced, individual from each other.
Did you make these yourself? These
Oh,
cards here?
no. No, not me.
Oh,
These are,
they're very helpful.
they are, and there are many more where these came from as well. I used something similar during my learning of the language. It's helpful to associate the meanings with the words. For instance, the word for goodbye is, well, more in depth than simply goodbye. The literal translation of kanui paka is to wish someone may you have good travels. It carries a emotional connotation more than just an action.
I see. Why did you learn this language to begin with?
A hunger for knowledge, a ravenous curiosity.
And then you said you're here for a purpose, and I assume your purpose is not showing me these cards. So,
A good guess, yes. No, it's not. It's on something else entirely.
is that something that I can't know about at this time?
I think you and I discussed it,
Yeah,
and
he. So just a refresher. He's willing to
yeah.
share, just not.
Yeah.
Unless probed.
I thought so. Okay.
I want to make sure that I appreciate your actions and taking the time here, but I don't know why you're here and what I'm keeping you from.
Oh, trust me, I am making sure to make time for my intended actions here. You're not taking away from it. Fortunately, I just simply can't fit it all into such a short time frame. You see, I am here because of some nearby caves, which I forgot the name of.
I'm well acquainted with these.
I'm sorry, not the caves. Kikri, a nearby
Landmark, I think is the best way to say
landmark. Okay, I was gonna say like relic monument landmark.
Is this connecting to the damn motherfucking one shot?
Kikri, a nearby landmark. You see, there is a gravitational magical energy about it, and I hold a great curiosity in what it could mean. You see, along with my thirst for knowledge, I also fancy myself a bit of an inventor, and as one invents, one must experiment with that which one does not know.
I understand. So this Kikri, then you plan to go there, or?
I do. It's a bit of a journey, though. Unfortunately, like I said, that's why I'm here over the course of at least a month. It's a 100-mile journey to Kikri from here.
Can I come with you? Sorry, that's a bit of a. I know it's months away. Magical, you said.
Yes, magical. A certain gravitational energy about it. There are several such magical effects that have been found throughout the land of Ionai, and some of them are isolated to simply magic, while others have this pull to physical nature itself. I wish to know more of this one in particular, as it might help with my research.
I understand.
You wish to join me on that?
Oh, it was sort of impulsive what I just said. It sounded amazing. I'd like to see it.
Curiosity for magic.
Curiosity for everything. I know nothing.
I should have assumed. Well, Lavos, it is not a simple journey to Kikri. The land itself, as I mentioned, is also very dangerous. I would suggest that you continue your training here, but if you reach the end of this training and you find yourself strong enough to weather the elements here, I would consider it. I simply could not handle it if the death of another was on my hands because I was careless and did not heed the warnings in my heart.
If I were to fall accompanying you, it would be my fault. I have to look after myself.
Sometimes.
And I'll learn. I'll learn from them. I will. I'll spend the time. I'll learn their ways, and I'll try to survive here. And then I'll come with you, if I can.
I have no doubt in me, Lavos, that you will. You must understand, I respect and honor that you hold this responsibility upon yourself, but a man in my position, if one is not able to protect oneself, a guardian takes that place for a time. Until you are able, I am responsible for you if you were to join me on such an endeavor. And I'm not willing to cause another to lose their life because I am unfit to protect them.
I'll just have to learn to protect myself then.
And I'll tell you what. Learn the language, the Nako language. Learn the abilities and the skills to protect yourself within this tundra. And if you are fit before I leave this place, you may accompany me on this. Perhaps you will learn something as well.
Good.
All right. The next set here. And I would take out some more flashcards and just kind of continue on that track.
I mean, you guys spend the rest of the afternoon studying and carrying on that thread. Is there anything in particular? Oh, first off, let me give you your reward. So now that you've had this practice, you have a basic understanding of common phrases and greetings in Nako. You may now attempt to understand Nako at any given point by rolling me a history or insight check. As you
Let's go.
continue to learn, the DC for these checks will go down until you can just fluently understand the language.
That's really cool. I like that.
Which brings me to the next thing. A couple days are gonna pass. Is there anything you would like to do, maybe around town, any exploration or anything like that? Anybody you'd like to talk to at this point, now that you kinda can, before your next learning the way, the Tyru way event?
But do I know enough of how to ask where I could hunt a hare?
I think
Like where a good
so.
direction would be for that?
I think so. A lot of the Naku cult,
The Naku
lot-
cult.
I don't know what I was trying to say, to be honest with you. A lot of the frost breath, the Tundrans culture is based in hunting, so is a lot of their language. So I think common phrases would kind of coincide with hunting. Who would you like to talk to?
Have I seen anyone that like I guess the best way to, like, a weapon seller or something of the sort, someone who has access to spears or something of the sort, because they would likely know then where to use them.
Okay, you could head into town. I just realized I don't have you on the map. Go me.
Oh, there's a map.
Oh, there's a
And
map.
Something 98%.
We don't have vision either. We're doing great.
I have vision of 98% loading. That's good.
Ayo.
Let me get Galleon's face off this screen. Okay, so this is
yeah.
the entirety of Oravu.
Damn.
I guess I didn't really pick where their house is at. We'll just say it's somewhere over here. Oh, ping.
Perfect.
Ping? There we go.
Hey,
That's
Gia,
so tiny.
I like it.
Uh-huh.
this little thing in the lower right, Kikri Joltun, that's not Kikri, is it?
No. So for
Okay.
your edification as Galleon, Joltun is a word that kind of means like shrine or like dedication, temple, kind of anything in that zone. And that is their kind of place to worship Kikri without going to Kikri.
Okay, perfect.
Which you would know.
That's probably where I'm spending some of my days while Lavos is
It's
doing
really
what he's
pretty.
doing.
It's a frozen lake, partially unfrozen. It's got lots of plants. There's a statue of Kikri there. Or sorry, there's a statue of a woman there. I shouldn't say of Kikri, that's a place. There's a statue of a woman there.
That'd be impressive.
There's a walking path around it. It's very, very nice. Very nice. Okay.
Sound like a real estate agent.
Yeah. I'll take it.
So just quickly going over some things. So you have the Tyruk Azu. You would know that the word Azu kind of means like district, neighborhood, community, kind of something in that zone, to what we would compare it to. That major road, so right here, is where you're gonna find all the major shops and things. I guess I could do it that way.
Gotcha.
It's called Lizu Rujan, where the suffix Rujan is more for street or road.
Okay.
I made a lot of things while making this region in terms of the language.
Yeah.
But not everything, so I'll say that. On this road, you can pretty much find anything you need that Oravu can offer you. Weaponsmith is definitely on the table. I believe that should be... well, actually, what weapon are you looking for? Because obviously you're going to have, like, bowers that deal more in, like, wood, maybe spears in that zone, or, like, swords. Spears. So you're bower. Is that what it's called? Bowyer? Bower?
Bowyer, I believe.
Bowyer? Yeah.
Bowie? David Bowie?
Yeah.
That's his
You
name.
find David
Actually,
Bowie.
the Bowyer is David Bowie. No, it's going to be this building right here. So
Okay.
not too far from where you're at. There's also, as you'd come to know, a very famous bakery. at the end of this road.
I like that.
Okay. So you can head into the store. I need to change the music because this is Galleon's song. Back to the wrong village, but that's fine because I didn't know what I was doing while planning this. But it's kind of sick, so we'll keep it. So you head in there. Pretty much every building you've ever been into has like its own hearth and like warmth, no matter what. There's a bunch of bows hanging, spears, but this also seems like it's a carpenter shop as well, so you got chairs and tables, cabinets, kind of anything you could really think of.
Do I happen to have like a, I guess a map of this location, this place? Or even just the more localized, like Tyruk Aju, for instance? Aju.
I was like, ooh, sauce.
Just melt that too. Some of that Thai roast beef sauce.
I'm gonna say no. They're
Okay.
in terms of what we think, they're very primitive. While they do
Sure.
have certain maps, they're mostly like they remember where they go, you know, and that
Okay.
kind of thing. They're more like looking for signs if they need a map.
That reminds me, we had spoken about, because my background, I want to say, started with a piece of something, or a trinket of some sort. And I had asked if it could be like a piece of a map or something of the sort. We didn't go over that last time, if I found it or not, and I just was curious if it's something that I did find.
You know what I'm gonna say? It was tucked into a part of the notebook.
I like that.
That map, however, if you were to look at it, instead of like a village or something, it looks more like a building blueprint.
Okay, gotcha.
But yes, I did already take that into consideration. It's not of this village.
Sure. Copy that. He has the mission is in mind. He wants to kill a hare, and begin to prove himself. So he's kind of walking in with a purpose, not angrily or anything of the sort, just determined. He would approach the desk if somebody's there.
Yeah, I will say that there is a man, early 30s, long braided hair, who greets you.
Welcome. What can I do for you?
Very
I-
broken language. Sorry, go ahead.
I do need you to roll this this insight or history check to see if you understand this conversation.
Yeah.
I'd go with feeling on this one. Oh, let's go.
Yes.
Ooh,
Okay.
yeah.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Let's go.
Go Lavos.
You're definitely working through the brokenness, kind of also using gestures to get your point across
Yeah.
as well. Go ahead.
Very broken, but he would oh shit, I already forgot it. Was it Kanuri took? No, that was goodbye.
Yeah.
Kanui Paka was hello,
Yep.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Kanui Paka, he says, waves, and then he'll say, sorry, bad. He will point at a spear on the wall, try to remember the word for hair, and also do like a little gesture to show that's what he's looking for. He'll do a stabby motion, and then he'll say, where? Hair.
Reach up and pull the spear off the wall. Gia, how does trade happen in this town?
He will say, I work for you.
Oh.
I pay.
So because of the way this region is, gold means nothing to them. It does nothing for their survival. So it is a barter system, just naturally. I do for you, you do for me.
In that case, then, you get half hair.
I'm gonna roll for that. What? Okay. You take spear. Hunt hare. Give back half.
Half. Yes. Half.
Here. Treat with care. Bring back half of hair.
Half. Half of hair. I bring here
Be
payment
tomorrow.
tomorrow. Yes. Where hair?
So
Vukju.
Vukju?
Vukju
That's
too.
so funny. That's
Bitch.
so funny. I would say if he was to answer the question, there's really two places you would find rabbit in this area. That's either Shulmaze or Pol Najol.
Okay. Shumace or Polnajo? Wait, I'm not seeing any of them.
I'm blind.
So Pol Najol is the logging camp in the left, and Shulmaze is the farm, the mushroom farm.
Aha. So I would do this and just like Shumace. Polnajol.
Polnase. Polnage.
Polnajol.
Polnage.
Shumace.
Shulnase. You. Shulnase. Polmajol.
Polnajol.
Polnajol.
Oh, sir.
Arigato.
We went over it. It's cool nom.
Cool knob.
Cool knob. Yeah.
Cool knob?
Cool knob.
Cool knob.
Cool nom.
Yeah.
Cool knob.
And
Okay, I'm gonna actually start a
spelling it
document
like
that fucking.
That's how I'm spelling it.
Cool knob. Okay.
Or just nom.
It's
yeah.
just cool knob. Okay,
Cool
cool
knob.
knob.
Yeah.
Cool knob.
And then
cool
just Kanurituk.
Kanuritu. He says because he knows that one.
That's so funny. Okay. So you're gonna head to Polnajol, I guess.
Yeah.
When you get there, you follow. So there's like two major roads in this village. So you follow one of them all the way down, which will take you to Polnajol. It's pretty easy to spot when you're there because you'll notice all the trees are chopped down. This is a logging camp. It has very strict boundaries, where you can see the trees just start growing again, kind of. It's not like a wall, it's just, you see they don't go past a certain point.
Yeah.
There's logging camps. You do see occasionally critters like dash across the open field, things like that. So if you want a hare, I'm gonna need you to start going through the steps. I need you to roll me survival to see if you can even find one.
Okie dokie.
Ah.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh.
Oh, wait, I was not looking.
That's poop.
Hours
Oh no.
trying to find paw prints in the snow that match that you think would belong to a rabbit. Eventually you do, and you chase it, and you see it, and it sees you, and it bolts away faster than you can even function.
I kind of like shittily chuck the spear. It just flops on the ground.
As you do that, you notice some snide snickers from bar across the open field of just these lumbermen. I was gonna say jacks, but I don't really want to. These lumbermen just kind of watching as you've been just going back and forth, kind of just enjoying the comedy of it.
Polnajol, yeah. Polnajol. Of course, the Polnajol is the best place. They're everywhere here.
And unfortunately, after hours, you wind up empty-handed.
I told this man tomorrow you're gonna get half a hair.
Yeah.
What time is it?
well, so you're in the Frostbite Tundra. It's starting to get dark. Doesn't necessarily mean it's late, but it does mean it's about to get cold.
Yeah, it means we're done. Well, are we? He's gonna push it a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna push it a little bit. He's gonna still try to find a hair for a little while, but he's gonna focus on getting used to the bitterness.
Mm.
Oh, okay. So in that case, roll me a Constitution check, as if you were concentrating on a spell.
Okay. Not a saving throw.
Not a saving throw. Okay.
Damn.
And then roll me a survival check at disadvantage because you're more focusing on one thing than the other.
Fact. Oh no!
Oh no!
The rabbits have
there we go.
vacated this area as far
That makes
as you
sense.
could tell. It seems that the humanoids that live here aren't the only ones who know when the cold is coming. They're in their burrows, they're tuckered out, ready to sleep for the night. But as you stay out here longer, the sun creeps past the horizon. It's like the temperature drops with the sun. Before you know it, that bitter cold is creeping.
Okay.
You're able to shrug it off. And in a way, the more you stay out here and feel this, what to most would be a horrid feeling, and this desolate feeling, you feel a sense of belonging. Like, it's the first thing you felt when you woke up. So, because
It's the
of
only
that,
familiarity I
it's
have.
a familiar feeling, and that gives you comfort.
Yeah.
And I'll leave it at that.
He would soak it in for a second. If his body shivers, he doesn't fight it. He feels it. He'd stay here for another probably 20 minutes or so, just feeling that coldness, and then he'd begin walking back to the hut, or I guess house. I don't know what it is
They're
that we
more
stay
like
in.
houses. They're well built.
Okay, gotcha.
Not like industrial, but
A log cabin, if you will.
They would remind us of like Viking longhouses and short houses and things like that.
Okay.
When you get back, Vesha strings a slew of words at you before she huffs a breath and slowly says, "You shouldn't stay out after dark. It gets so cold. You okay?"
I'm fine. I was learning.
Learning
I'm
how
okay.
to freeze?
How to resist the freeze, he says very badly.
It's a big word. And she like thinks what you said for a second and she goes, "Oh, we call that fire."
He chuckles, actually. Feel freeze. Until freeze hurt now.
I don't know if it works like that.
Me neither.
I heard some things at the shop today. I heard you were in Polna Shoal.
I was looked by many.
Hunting? If you
Trying.
can call it that.
no hair. And I do pull the spear off my back. Spear,
Oh,
no hair. Tomorrow, hair.
we have extra. And
I know.
If you want to hunt, my father can teach you. He is a good hunter.
I think if I catch first, I hunt better with him.
Okay. Try tomorrow. Let me know how it goes.
Okay.
I'll tell him he has to teach you.
Cool now.
We need a word for your welcome. Josh, you're on.
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
fair.
I'm on it.
Ain't no thing.
I want to be able to respond. Gosh. Okay. So let's roll for tomorrow then, just to see if you catch this hare.
All right. So survival.
Survival to see if you can track it. Also, I need to. Okay.
Better.
Let
It's
me
better.
just pull something up real quick.
He learning.
It's a vibe.
It is.
It's a vibe.
It
It's
is.
for the
It really
wrong-
is.
It's for the wrong village, but it's fine.
Yeah, it'd be a vibe.
Okay. You find a hare.
Oh, let's go.
You are aware that this is your only shot. You have not seen any other hares in this area that you're in. I need you to roll me an attack roll against this hare.
With a spear.
With a spear. Are you throwing it? Are you trying to creep up on? How are you going about this? Let's start there.
How close to it am I when I see it?
Probably like a good 50 feet away, because you don't want to startle it.
Oh, that's a good point. He wants to remember that feeling that he felt when he was in the cave, that connection to the cave and the familiarity that he felt with the cold. And in this moment, he wants to become part of the landscape and sneak towards this thing as best he can. So he's going to try to stealth towards it.
Okay, roll me the stealth check.
Okay. Oh,
Malaka.
boy. Malaka?
That'll be Malaka. Remember, syllables.
Malaka.
That'll be you're welcome.
Oh, let's go, dude.
Ooh.
Let's fucking go.
As you kind
Damn.
of get real low, move slowly, purposefully, meticulously, you feel a presence in your mind, kind of nod in approval. But it's an instant, it flashes. And it's not forward enough in your mind to break your concentration on what you're doing. More of like a subconscious presence. You sneak up on this hare who is kind of pawing through the snow a little bit, maybe to look for something, maybe some food.
I'm gonna eat you.
Okay, your stealth is so good, so this is totally a surprise attack with advantage. Are you throwing? Are you getting real close and stabbing? Okay, so that
Close and stabbing.
Well, actually, spear's finesse, so I think that's your choice, right, Josh? I'm not crazy.
Yep.
Spear's finesse. Okay.
Either way makes no difference. The same score for me.
Okay.
So.
Nice.
You got this. We believe in you.
It's a hare. What's
looked
it?
it Whew, if it meets, it beats.
Oh,
dude.
let's go.
And you hold on. You
Good damage roll.
with a 10
Wow,
survival.
man.
You stab it. You're not really aiming for anything but it as a whole, so you kind of just stab it right through the center.
Yeah.
Maybe not the best
100%.
place, but you got it. You did it.
I damaged the meats.
And it'll be real easy to cut it in half. Okay.
Yeah.
There
Maybe
we
not
go.
the halfway way that most people would cut it, but you'll go ahead and
He
have
was
it.
gonna do that anyway. He was literally gonna just.
Maybe you do a little victory dance. Maybe it's more of a mental hurrah. But you have successfully killed a rabbit.
It is a mental hurrah for sure.
And you're able to bring it back to the shop owner, who is visually surprised. You can be assured that pretty much everyone heard of your escapades. You know that
The pale white man trying to.
this village isn't tiny, but it's not big either.
Right.
So yeah, you've paid your debt.
Huntsman.
Paid my debt. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Nice.
And a few days after that, I can click this. A few days after that, a little over 2 weeks up here. Bookju. I'm saying his name wrong. I just realized that. I did it based off of memory. I'm saying it wrong. Oh, no, I'm not. I just spelled it wrong over here. Okay, we're fine. Everything's
I
fine.
wasn't sure which one was right. So
I've spelled it so many ways.
I guessed.
It's definitely Vukju was like what I remembered. Okay, I'm not crazy.
Okay.
VUKJU? I don't know if that's
yeah,
right.
That's
Yep.
literally it.
Let's go, dude.
Heyo.
Wakes you up at the crack of dawn.
Ooh. I stab him now.
It's not pleasant. It's not sweet. He just takes the
Yeah.
covers off. He looks down at you and says, "Outside."
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Oop. You feel the crisp morning air bite your face as you stand next to Vukju, a grizzled man with a weathered face and a permanent scowl. You are standing at this point in time on a windswept plateau. There's a vast expanse of the tundra stretching out before you like a frozen sea. In Nako, aka roll me an insight or a history check.
Oh, yeah. Oh, what would I go with here? He's going with feeling. We're hunting. Hunting wabbits.
You're able to pick up, despite his minimal gestures, you
Yeah.
are able to pick up
Crossed hands.
what he's saying. As he says,
Time to learn the ways of the North, boy. Survival ain't for the faint of heart. Today, we hunt.
He would just nod, and pull his spear out, I guess, unless he gave me a different weapon.
just continue, Josh. I'm
Okay.
gonna skip that.
You would see him point out to a faint trail of disturbed earth leading away from the camp. See that? Boar tracks. Learn to hunt them, or learn to starve.
Right now, yes. Yes.
Now.
He would go approach the tracks.
Okay. I need you to roll me a survival check.
I need to boost my wisdom.
Here in this
I've been doing this a
region,
lot.
Yeah. In this
Yeah.
region, you're gonna need it.
Come on, Lavos! Let's
Ooh,
go, dude!
he said it. He
Yeah.
said it. I got a rabbit. This is nothing.
This is not my first time.
Bukju, I've killed
It's my
hares,
second.
all right? This will be nothing. This mere boar.
Having Vukju point out boar tracks to you made it easy to realize what you were looking for versus just kind of staring into the vast tundra. And so you're able to determine the direction that the boar has traveled, and you're able to kind of stay on this trail. The whole time, though, Bukju is silently observing everything you do. No comment,
I
no,
figured so.
no like disappointing grunts or approving nods, just observing.
Lavos is content to look the fool. He just was laughed at by all the other people. It's not really getting to him.
I like that.
Okay. We have a little bit of a change of scenery. Okay. The trail
Ooh,
you
alright.
follow leads to a thicket of stunted trees bordering a frozen lake. Your visibility is limited. I need you to roll me a
see that.
perception check.
All right. Let's see. Oh, that's right. The only other thing that I'm proficient in. Oh, take that last score. Half it.
You look around. The tracks definitely led here, but you don't hear or see a boar nearby.
Okay.
Perhaps there's another trail to pick up. You're not sure.
Could I scan around to see if there's any other footprints that I've lost the track of? Maybe I went off the beaten path.
Yeah. Yes, Josh.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So roll me another survival. As you're looking around, don't pick up the board trail. You, however, trees, spot a white raven watching you.
I'm kind of taken aback by it. I haven't seen one before.
All the crows you've seen so far have been black.
Okay.
So sad.
I know.
It kind of like turns its head so it can look at you through one eye. It looks at you. Kind of ruffles its feathers. Flies to a different tree.
He kind of follows it, but he keeps his eye out. He goes in that direction since he didn't find any other tracks. But he goes in the direction of the raven, keeping his eyes out and ears out for a boar and its tracks.
The raven has flown. I don't know if you can see my ping.
Oh yes. Beep boop. I don't know if I moved too much,
That's
but
fine.
okay.
Are you? Oh, I should have asked you before. Are you stealthing?
Yes, absolutely.
Roll me that stealth.
Absolutely. Come on, baby. +0. Ooh!
You are so entranced.
That raven's beautiful.
by that raven that you're not really. You kind of almost forgot why you're here.
Yeah.
Especially you couldn't find the trail, blah blah blah. But
Want
there's this
raven.
raven, and maybe you
Yep.
could eat that. Did I put this in here? I did. Okay. I don't know why I'm looking at you.
Yep.
You can't find the raven in the bush, but suddenly you hear huffing, deep, guttural breathing, a hoof scraping the ground. And
It's a
I
hare
need
again.
you to roll initiative.
Okay. At least it wasn't a surprise round on me.
Yeah.
Did I put you guys in there? Did that work out? Yes, it did.
Yep. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Okay.
That's a good initiative roll.
Oh, very good. Okay. You know what? A little bit of combat.
Go.
Yeah.
Lavos, you are first.
Oh, baby. Okay. What is my movement? 30. Is this accurate? 25 feet from me? I can see him through here. Can I move through this tree or is it too dense?
Yeah, so you're looking top down.
Top down, right?
So there is there's certain parts where you can't walk through. You can kind of see it. There's like a circle. That's like.
Oh yeah.
Where the shadows are, if that makes sense.
Yep, I see. So that's the stump.
Yeah, that's the trunk. There's the word.
Yeah, you're right.
Not thinking
I don't want to throw my spear. I need this shit in my hand actively. I think he doesn't want to second guess himself like he did before with the stag. And so he's just gonna charge it.
Go for it.
Being sure to not trip on any fucking logs along the way. But he's gonna try to impale this bitch. So I'm assuming attack roll.
Attack roll.
At double advantage, right?
Yeah. Duh.
I assume that hits tremendously. Right where I wanted it to.
It misses.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
Oh God.
All right. I don't have any bonus action I can take.
Go to the next song, or did it just?
That's just part of the same song, apparently.
I think I might have downloaded the wrong one, but. Anywho,
Yeah.
Okay.
How? You do it.
The board.
Is there a fucking key?
Let me zoom in on this so everyone can see why you're.
Oh, I thought I figured it out. It was you.
It was you. It's the boar's turn. Seeing as you miss, it's gonna kind of take its tusks and try, because you're extended a bit, it's gonna try to come around and pierce through
Impale
your
my-
abdomen.
Yep.
Please don't.
I'm gonna roll. Oh, I still have 0 hit points. I'm on this bitch. There we go.
A 10.
If it meets, it beats.
You haven't. You're wearing leather armor.
You're right. I never added that.
Oh, you're right.
You're right.
I gained a lot out of that.
I actually
No, thank
just
you.
whispered nothing. It's just a whisper.
Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
Let's see. Armor.
I totally forgot about that too.
What the fuck?
Seeing as you missed, Vukju is going to enter the initiative
Items and spells. Items. Armor.
at this time.
Yeah, he is. Damn.
Which brings us to Vukju's turn.
Do you want to control him, or do you want me to?
Let's go, dude.
Do you want to?
Sure.
I don't want you doing nothing.
yeah, why not?
So I got the
Yeah,
board.
no, you good. All right. 3, 4. He has a character sheet, right? Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
he
you
does.
do.
Did I finish it? That's a really good question.
Yep. No, it is.
Okay, cool. Note
Let's
for
see.
making character sheets and leaving them as commoners.
I mean,
That level 12
going off of
wizard
this,
looking
I-
real weak.
spot on. Given the state of this so far, seeing that they're both in
Locked.
battle currently, I'm not going to dash or anything. Just
Okay.
gonna walk
get closer.
there. Yeah.
Got it. All right, Lavos, it's your turn again.
He came at my side here, so I juke. I'm gonna try to swivel around and get him in the side.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Combat is not your thing.
That is not. No, spears are not my thing.
Okay. Excuse me. The boar kind of shuffles to the side. You guys are kind of in a bit of a dance at the moment.
I know, right? That's nice.
Boar's turn. The boar's going to trot away from you. Get an opportunity attack.
I'm a fan of. That's better.
That's
better.
That
hits.
was good.
That
All right.
hits.
Okay. Can I do this versatile?
Yeah.
Okay. I do that. Could have been better.
Good damn it. You said this is working right now.
Oh, that one?
Yes. Yay! It worked.
Hey, there we go.
So, trying to catch him in the ass, so maybe he limps and is slower.
You catch him in his
The
right
haunches.
buttocks.
Let's go.
The boar's going to charge
How about
you. And takes its
Oh,
hoof
okay.
and runs back at you. Please don't die.
I'm a juke him. I'm a juke him.
Die. Please don't. Runs back. $11.
If it meets, it beats.
Okay.
Oh god.
I think you die anyway.
How can these animals do so well?
Do I just die?
Apparently not.
You take 7 piercing.
7.
We fucking out here, yo.
Oh my god.
Wait, how do I? Why is it not? It don't let me do it.
Okay.
I hate this.
That ends the boar's turn.
Kaboom. Ends my life.
Vukju, what are you doing?
I mean, I was
Finish me
waiting
off.
for this to happen.
I gotta roll a new one, dude.
Yeah, I mean, given what the notes are in here, I would just go up and slash the boar. That is in keeping with these notes, right?
I believe so. I haven't read them to be honest.
Okay. Then yeah. And with this. Lord. Well, okay. There we go. So 23 to hit.
He does that.
Nine
Minus
points of
9
slashing damage. And I
Orc falls over with a squeal. I'll say you have healing potion on you.
want to look down. What do I see of Lavos right now?
Okay, so I have this thing now. I want to not make it where you're immediately unconscious when you start rolling death saves. I don't know. I kind of want that like RP involved with
I like that.
dying. So I'm gonna say Lavos isn't fully unconscious, but he's probably like gripping his side where this boar
For sure.
has just impaled him completely. He's probably got a little part of his intestine
Panic a
coming
bit?
out. Yeah, panic. What else you got going on? RP it for me.
He'd be kind of writhing. It's that like blank stare panic for a bit, for sure. But he'd look to the treetops. Does he see the raven?
The raven is looking right at you again.
He's gonna lock eyes with it then,
Just
and try to stay in that.
Okay. Yeah, just kind of like focusing on that one thing. To keep
He's
your...
curious about it, and he wants to know more, so he has to survive.
Got it. Yeah, it's your anchor. It's your anchor.
Yeah. Exactly.
The raven's looking at you. Again, it's like that eye from the side, and then you see it kind of like hop and forward face you.
Yeah.
Oops, it's your turn though.
Yeah. I'm wanting to see like
Did I
does he
roll
have
the death
fight in
save?
him?
Oh yeah, it's still Vukshu's turn. What'd you say, Josh?
That's essentially what I'm wanting to see here is does he have fight in him?
Yeah, you're seeing him like
So I'm like giving it a second.
intensely staring somewhere because you're not really turning to look.
Yeah.
But you can see that mechanism in his brain. Like you're an experienced hunter. You've seen that expression many times.
Mm-hmm.
Now we will go to Lavos' turn if you're not going to do anything.
No, I'm giving it a second.
Okay, Lavos. First death save. You have 2 fails as the...
Oh, 2.
That's a nat 1, isn't it? Oh no, sorry, I saw the red.
No.
I saw the red.
I thought so too at
my
first.
So you have your first death saving throw. You're staring at the white raven, and the vision around it starts to blacken, almost like it's if the raven has like a spotlight on it.
He's trying to feel anything to stay awake, to keep feeling, to stay alive. He's focusing on the cold right now that he's feeling on his back from the snow that he's laying in, remembering the bitterness that he felt to feel something and keep him awake and keep him alive.
Okay. Lavos, roll me Constitution saving throw this time.
Okay. I don't have proficiency in any saving throws because Mi's a commoner. Let's do this shit. Middle of the road.
13.
That presence you felt previously has returned to your mind as your vision is beginning to narrow. You'll hear a voice, and that voice will say, although it might seem like it, this tundra is not against you. It just has its own laws. The cold can either break you, or it can be your salvation. And that's where I'll say the presence kind of stops its, but it's still there.
He'll say in Celestial back to it, I want it to make me.
Okay, that's sick. Anyway, all right. I'll go to Vukju's turn. Vukju, I just want to express something to you. You can see his vision start, or I should say his eyes start to get a little cloudy, a little muddy. But then you feel something familiar. You were once a 10-year-old boy, and you once made your Neshak Sal to Kikri to become a man. The energy there, that gravitational center, the magic, the place where you became one with this land, that energy is here now. It makes you hesitate to do anything. It's a present you haven't felt in a long time. It almost fills you with a bittersweet sorrow.
I'd take like a half step back and just observe for now.
Okay.
Does he look like he's fighting, or does he look like you said, experienced in this? I've seen people.
I would say yes, he's still fighting, but it looks like he's fighting a losing fight.
Okay.
But again,
Then...
that presence is here, and it takes you aback.
Yeah. Okay, so then with that in mind, just making sure that I understand this correctly, you can tell me if it's not following the character, but I would just mutter, "You have fight in you," and I would uncork the healing potion.
Okay. Are you gonna leave it at that?
I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay, this is intense. I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Lavos.
You know what was funny?
Huh?
Looking through my shit, I saw that because I'm an Asmar, I have healing hands. And I was like,
my
oh, what the
God.
fuck is that? Heals you equal to your level, which is 0.
That's so funny.
It's like,
So literally would
feel
do
so much the
nothing.
same.
Does it say minimum of 1? I suppose not. Roll me that death save.
Come on.
Okay.
All right.
So, just from Vukju's perspective, you can kind of see him, that fight kind of kick in again. He's not getting better, but he's not getting worse. Lavos, roll me another Constitution saving throw at advantage as you hear the voice say,
That's kind of shit.
as you hear the voice say, if you want the cold to make you, then you must prove that you want it that badly. And it would just kind of end its sentiments with, because this is a path you can't
I'd look at Vukju. Put back. Shake my head no.
Oh my god, you could die here. Okay. Vukju.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness.
I'm like, my heart's racing.
Okay, given what you told me there, and given just the nature of all of this, I need to ask one thing for you, actually.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But
Okay.
also, keep in mind, what does that word mean? What exactly does that entail? What part of this is that? You know.
Yeah.
Speaking in code is fun.
No, yeah.
Y'all gotta actually learn the language and you just speak that to each other.
Yeah, right?
What did I just want to check?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm trying to think about this from Vukju's perspective. Stranger comes in, he tells him, don't do it. I'm gonna give it another round.
Okay. Lavos, another death save. Oh, this is a dangerous game.
I know, I'm shitting myself right now.
Oh my god.
All right. Oh, baby.
God, 18.
Okay.
Oh, baby.
You are willing something deep.
Shoving my intestines back in.
I don't know if you're quite there yet, but you are
Yeah, no.
willing something deep within yourself. You are feeling that painful stabbing of needles that the cold has given you. The weird way that consistent pain is comforting to you. You are letting that feeling and that bitterness travel into your heart, into your core. I'm not even gonna make you roll because I feel like we've made it with just your death saves. And maybe we can kind of talk through this together. But you hear the voice say, it seems that the cold has chosen you to be a survivor, chosen you to be a conduit. I wonder how you will use its powers, but it is not mine to dictate. You are one with the tundra now. That can never be as you would feel the cold within you, this numbness come into play. And then let's talk about this as your body begins to adjust physically. What does that look like as you begin to embrace this frost?
I imagine, for one, his internal, everything slows. So blood rushing out of him, everything slows way down. His skin becomes paler, and his eyes become bluer. His hair was already white, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. His hair stays white.
Maybe you could even say that it almost like glistens, like sunlight hitting ice.
Yeah, absolutely. And he takes a deep sigh, and the frost breath that it was always there is thicker and denser and lasts longer as he exhales. That's probably the most that would change physically about him.
In terms of entering your frostbitten embodiment, what would that look?
It looks like a tattoo in the picture that he's got here. It looks like cracked ice, and it forms around the throat or around the neck area entirely, and his eyes begin to glow at that point too. At the tips of his finger is like that frost. It's like the frost breath, but it's also off the tip of his fingers. And same with the frost breath is thicker now too. I think that's all it would manifest as at this point. It looks like cracked ice around here, glowing. His eyes glow, and his hands.
So I will say you're kind of watching that stare. You know, the eyes are the windows, and you see it fighting. His gaze harden, and now you're seeing this glow. Blue hue just kind of shimmering over the skin under his eyes and his eyebrows. And as you watch and he's breathing this puff of frost. It's not even warm breath creating this, it's like more frost is coming out as Lavos takes this huge intake and sigh. And as he sighs and all the oxygen leaves his body, this very slow, controlled breath, you watch as the skin on his neck cracks. You almost hear it crack as if it's ice, and it kind of spreads down and shatters. And to what you were saying before, Lavos, you would watch him take his intestines and put them back inside his body. He's still bleeding though. He's not inhuman. He's still bleeding though, but you would almost see as like the wound kind of, instead of cauterizing with heat, kind of crystallizes over. Not fully. It doesn't seem like he's powerful enough for something like that yet, but you can see that the tundra has chosen this outsider, this iceborn individual, to call one of its own.
He would look in your eyes and say, "Cool now," but his voice sounds far more. How do I describe that? It's like crystalline, I guess, in a way. You know, I'll have to find a clip of how I'm envisioning it because I cannot describe it for the life of me.
But I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but his voice is definitely different.
I would take a beat and then just reach down, like with the forearm stance.
He would
Pull
take
you
the
up,
hand.
look you in the eyes. Naraka.
He would take the spear out of the boar and put it back on his back.
Looks like Iceman is more resilient than he first thought. And I just stick my hand out with the healing potion.
He'd take it now. Yeah. What is it again? 2d4 plus 2?
Yep. Which
also,
means you can't not heal the max.
Lavos, welcome to level 1.
Let's go, dude!
Yeah!
I am so curious, really quick. Oh, it's because I'm not at 0. I'm gonna roll one more to see. It would have been a failure. I'm gonna roll one more to see. It would have been a failure. That's hilarious.
And that close to 2-9.
Yep.
Oh my god.
That's hilarious.
Wow.
Fuck, man. All right.
We were unfortunately at time, couldn't do everything I
Yeah.
wanted to do today, but that was an amazing session.
That was awesome. Holy
you
shit.
almost died again.
Yeah.
But that's the nature of this area. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
Um,
It is dangerous.